Well, folks, as I harvest Genesis for joy and the story of Carl Linnaeus, it screams out joy. Okay, so he was a taxonomist and a botanist. So taxonomist is triple joy and botanist is double joy. And I've highlighted the 50 there, half the letters, and then another 50 there. Okay. Glaring words from God. Okay, Adam and Eve divides by 5. And I was just harvesting in the book of Genesis more obvious 5s, and I'll maybe get to some of those later. But the story of Carl Linnaeus, this is amazing. I'm just going to give you some more gems that I've found in Gematria. Genera, okay, the plural word of genus. Look at this. So I've known for a long time. These are words I've had from the Lord for a long time. Variety. The joy of variety. Variety is double joy in order. And it's glaring because this is 5, 20, 25 to make the second 50. Okay? Well, genera, letter for letter, builds J-O-Y. Genera equals 50. That's the plural form of the word genus, as in describing every single genus of plant and animal that there is. Okay? So God is sovereign over the words of everything in history. I repeat, God foreordained Carl Linnaeus. God worked everything through him, and God has foreordained everyone that has contributed to this whole story fest, this whole name fest. So genera, look at that. E plus E, 5 plus 5 equals 10. 14 plus 1 equals the very definition of 15. And then GR is a massively famous combo in the English language to make 25. Just, there's so many GR words. The great grace of God makes beautiful 5s and 25s. We had that word come to us the other day. You can watch that very video in my notebook. Great grace. That came from the book of Acts. Okay. Obviously the green grass and green everything and all sorts of greats and GRs galore. So there is your letter for letter ordinance of heaven that genera equals joy. So I'm here to tell you again and again and again, why are there millions of genera ordained by heaven? It's all for God's joy and man's joy. Period. Why is there variety? Because variety equals double joy in order and an acceleration of 5s at the end. And then again, feast your eyes on this. Carl Linnaeus. This gets crazy. His first name Carl parallels Adam, parallels call, parallels naming, parallels father, by the way. But he was a taxonomist, triple joy. He was a botanist, double joy. Okay? Yeah. Okay? It's all for God's joy. Okay? But it's fascinating to read this story because he is such a Christian, and you read the words that he writes about God and how God is the center of everything. Here's his favorite flower, which, by the way, each flower in his favorite flower has 5 petals exactly. White and pink divided by 5. But this is Linnea borealis, also known as twin flower, which divides by 5. And you squeeze all the 5s out of these words, and you will just be more and more impressed by the sovereignty of God. Okay? And again, just about every flower, most flowers have 5 petals. Now, my favorite gem that is, of course, your daily God food, cocoa powder, Theobroma cacao, which was named by Linnaeus. And remember, Hershey's equals joy, half a joy with the R for copyright in there. Natural equals truth, and we've taught, cocoa up, but so Theobroma cacao, which was named by Linnaeus, is 120. Okay, so drink your daily God food and you'll feel like paradise, and you'll study like paradise, and you'll speak like paradise, and you'll live a life full of paradise. Okay, it's all ordained. Okay, and so Linnaeus, you just scoop up Gematria gems as you go through all this treasure hunt. So yeah, he was called the second Adam, and excuse me, I forgive that sound effect. Second Adam's love father. But yeah, renamed, plants from renamed equals word, letter for letter. God has renamed many people in history. You read the Bible, God renamed Abram to Abraham, he renamed Jacob to Israel, and God is the master of all languages, and he ordained Carl Linnaeus to, Adam named all the animals in Hebrew originally, and obviously then this was renamed to Latin. But this word renamed belongs to God, who one of his names is the Word, okay, Jesus Christ, the Word. And so letter for letter, again, a letter for letter match between W-O-R-D and renamed. You can, it's easy, D, D-R, D-R, O in green, EMEW. Okay. But yeah, read the superlatives about this man's life. Read statements like this where he gives glory to God like crazy. His father was a pastor who himself was a botanist and got Linnaeus into it as a child. His father's name equals nils, which is love, by the way. Always pay attention to the father, because, yeah, that glorifies God the Father. But yeah, he knew that God was the center of everything. Okay, but I just wanted to share those gems with you. Outrageously obvious stuff, completely delightful. First time I've seen Genera like that. Variety, double joy. Botanist, double joy. Okay. A variety is someone who loves double joy. And the story of Carl Linnaeus from childhood is absolutely fascinating. Once you know that he's ordained by God, you must read his life story from various sources and drink your daily God food, named by Carl Linnaeus, the aroma cacao. Up, up, up I go to the ceiling already. That's tins from this year. Okay. And, well, it's on top of a dresser. It's not from the floor. Cocoa equals up. To feel up, 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 you drink your cocoa, 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 and we solved all the words like lip and all that. Okay. And so, by the way, a small nudge from the Lord on the joy with this particular product, Hershey's. There's joy, hers. There's another hers with the R for copyright, and then the Y is half a joy. So all the letters coming into your view in the sovereignty of God, including that R, is 5 times 5 times 5. Joy, joy, half a joy. Okay. Now I don't recommend buying any solid chocolate products. I only recommend buying this single product by Hershey's. This pure natural cocoa with nothing added. Okay, because that's the goods you want. Natural equals truth equals the sun. You just want this natural stuff. Okay, that's all the goods and none of the bad. Okay, and highly affordable to everyone. Okay, so Theobroma cacao, God food, screaming out fives, joy. Theobroma cacao is joy, joy plus a bonus 20 in order. And that fits in perfectly with all this beautiful arithmetic that's screaming out joy, taxonomist, botanist. And it's just very obvious, okay, for the discerning eye and soul. Okay, so excellent literature to read about his life story.